will simply drive away the investments rather than in India. The investments might be flowing outside India. Is everybody able to understand? Rather than simply imposing taxes and making it difficult for them to invest in India, why not have a regulatory policy? And just to prove my point here, the writer also gives you data. That is, there are certain exchanges. Exchanges means just like, I hope you understand, the BSE and NSE, there are exchanges which will allow you to trade in cryptocurrencies. There are certain exchanges which are set up outside India. Lot of Indian investors are investing through illegal methods, through, right, let's say certain different methods. Rather than investing in India, they are investing in cryptocurrencies outside India. And how much is the value? More than ₹1 trillion worth of investment. More than ₹1 trillion worth of investment. That's not a small amount. And what is the outcome? If you invest outside India through illegal methods, I'll give you an example. I'm not promoting it. Understand this carefully. I'll give you one example. Let's say I am taking certain amount of money outside India under an initiative called as LRS, Liberalized Remittances Scheme. I will take the money outside India saying that I am taking this for education purposes, which is allowed by them. I am taking it to purchase an asset outside India. I am going for a foreign trip, etc., etc. But I will use this money to invest in cryptocurrencies outside India. Exchanges which are registered outside India, I will not declare it to government of India, because that kind of a paperwork proving that I've invested is not present. So I hope you understand there are different ways. I don't want to tell you all the ways because it might lead to some of the people using those means. There are different ways through which more than ₹1 trillion worth of investments have happened in offshore exchanges, which cannot be taxed by government of India. So argument of the writer is very simple. Why have this kind of a policy? If it is not leading to proper regulation, if it is not leading to expected outcomes, why have this kind of a policy? So what should be done? Simple recommendation. Remember this. There are intermediaries. There are certain intermediaries by the name of VASP. VASP simply stands for the Virtual Asset Service Providers. Virtual Asset Service Providers. For example, have you heard of Wazir X? Please do let me know. And if you say no, I will realize you are not even watching advertisements in between IPL matches. I will realize that. You have heard of CoinDCX? There are multiple crypto service providers. These are essentially classified under virtual asset service providers. Right? So these are companies, simple. These are companies which will provide, right? So which will provide the services for you to invest in virtual assets, which will allow you to trade in virtual assets, etc. So argument of the writer is, let's have a comprehensive framework wherein we will bring in these virtual asset service providers, ask these virtual asset service providers as to where there's a lacuna, how can we plug the loopholes. Take the assistance of these VASPs to implement a policy which is overarching, which is having right far-sightedness, which is not going to burden investors in India, etc. Because mind you, whether you like it or don't like it, there are investors in the market. Rather than investing in any other asset, they will invest in virtual assets. And because of multiple methods which are available, they are investing in overseas, offshore, the market, rather than investing in the Indian market. So what is the point of these kind of regulation? Let's have a let's review all of these policies, have a comprehensive framework wherein the stakeholders such as VASPs will be brought into discussion, and through VASPs we can formulate, implement and have a very good policy in terms of virtual digital assets. Everybody is okay with this? Do let me know. Now one more question for you to practice answer writing. Descriptive question number 67. As the VDS contribute to the value creation and growth, there is a need for a balanced, pragmatic and future-proof regulatory framework. Elaborate the statement. 15 marker question in 250 words. Okay, Now, let me go forward. Next article. Assam government's policy to arm civilians. And what is this policy? What is the background to this? Let me explain this. Very recently, the state government of Assam took a cabinet decision against state government. What was the decision? The government there announced that certain regions, people residing in certain regions, now they will find it easier because of the guidelines to purchase and basically get a license to hold arms. That is weapons. Simple. Right? Let's say different arms that you want to purchase. For example, gun. Today, if I want to go to the police, because I'll have to go to the police to get a license for a weapon, it is not given easily. I hope you understand. And in this context, remember the law as well. Whenever you want to get a license for having a gun in your household, you'll have to apply for that, or it will come under the regulation of Arms Act of 1959. Arms Act of 1959. And it also is under the Arms Rules of 2016. Arms Rules of 2016. These are the two pieces of regulations. Remember that. So it is not easy for me to get a license to purchase a gun. Lot of regulation is there. Lot of background checks is done. But what is being proposed by the state government of Assam? These people who are residing in certain regions. And what kind of regions are they talking about? Those places which are in the border with Bangladesh. The places which are there in the border with Bangladesh, the indigenous population, I repeat, indigenous population there, vulnerable population there, now the process of licensing, the access to weapons will be done much more easier. This is the announcement. And what is the background to this announcement? The government there simply says the discussion regarding providing licensing for purchasing of arms for self-protection. Of course, it is always for self-protection for civilians. This, in case of Assam, is not a new thing. It has been there in